Sir, roll
So
14.
today we start with another thing which is called the parity. Now what is called the parity? According to the definition, the number of 1 present in a binary word is called the parity. Binary word means suppose 1010, this group of 1010 is what's called the binary word. So number of 1 present in a binary word is called the parity. Okay, like this one. Suppose I just write a one number 101111. So here you see this is a binary word. How many ones are present here?
স্যার আপনি কখন থেকে করাচ্ছেন?
Okay.
মানে ক্লাস করাচ্ছেন অনেকক্ষণ আগে থেকে?
12:30
তোকে তোকে কি আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করা উচিত না আমার তোকে জিজ্ঞেস করা উচিত তুই কখন জয়েন করেছিস?
স্যার আমি নোটিশ গ্রুপে এই নোটিশ পেলাম, আমি এক্ষুনি জয়েন করলাম।
ক্লাস কটা থেকে হওয়ার কথা ছিল?
12:30 স্যার।
এটা তাহলে তো কতক্ষণ হয়েছে, তাহলে 4 মিনিটই হয়েছে না?
সেটাই বলছি, আপনি তো অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স নেন তাই।
অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স নেই, হয়ে গেছে অলরেডি।
ওকে
So here you see in this binary word how many number of ones are present here?
5.
5. So that means this thing is called the parity. So according to the definition, number of 1 present in a binary word is called the parity. Now parity is two type. One is called the even parity and other is called the odd parity, because these even are, except this even or odd, no other parities are present in a binary word. Either the total number of 1 present in a binary word may be odd, may be even. So this thing is called the parity. So the number of 1 present in the binary word is called the parity. If a binary word contains odd number of 1, then it have a odd parity, and if the binary word contain even number of 1, then it have even parity. So parity, now why the parity is required? Parity is used to determine the transmission loss of the binary word, like this one. Now suppose you need to transmit 100 packet from one place to other place. So in the receiving end station, when you submit the 100 packet to somebody, they obviously check. So what the first thing they check? Suppose you have 100 packets, so these 100 packets need to be transferred from your home to suppose another person home. When you reach that person's home with 100 packet, obviously they will check. So first thing, what they check?
Quantity of
What
the
is the
packet.
first thing they check? Very good. So quantity of the
Packet
packet.
open.
They never open the packet at first. Definitely after checking some preliminary thing, they definitely open the packet to see that the contents are okay or not. But initially you will check the number of count only, number of packet, that 100 packet reach or not. Similarly, this is the very basic determination technique to determine the transmission loss or not. Suppose these data need to be transferred from a long distance through some channel. So when the data is reached to the receiving end station, suppose this is the receiving end station. So when the data is reached to the receiving end station, we actually not find out that what is the magnitude of the data. Okay, we only know that how many number of present here, because along with the data from the sending end station, this is the sending end station. Along with the data, sending end station send another information to the receiving end station that the total number of parity is either even or odd. So this thing also sent by the sending end station to the receiving end station. Suppose in this particular data, sending end station tells the receiving end station that total number of 1 is odd. Okay. So this information also to be sent from the sending end station to the receiving end station when in the data transmission process. When the receiving end station receive the data 1011011, they will not check the values. What is the values of this thing? Because sometimes the data are very long and unnecessary some time is required to calculate the values and check this one. So instead of checking the values, they actually count the number of 1. That what is the number of 1? 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is odd or even. If the 5 is odd, then the receiving end station think that the transmission, there is no transmission loss. But instead of odd parity, if the receiving end station receives some even parity number of 1 present inside the binary word, then they will think that definitely some transmission loss are there. Okay, so this is the very basic, as I mentioned, very basic preliminary stage for data loss in the data transmission process. Understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is called the parity, and this, why the parity is required? The parity is required to check the data. But one disadvantage is there. Suppose due to data transmission, this 1 becomes 0. So how many number of 1 then?
So 4.
4.
It may happen because the digital data not change from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. They will change from either 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. Okay, so from one level to another level, only two levels are there, 0 or 1. So 0 may be changed to 1, 1 may be changed to 0 due to some accident happen inside the transmission channel. So if due to some accident, if the first one becomes 0, then total number of 1 become 4, and 4 is an even number. So that means that can be easily detected by the receiving end station that some thing happened during the transmission. So that's why our data is not which is sent by the sending end station. Now again, due to some accident, if two number of datas become 0, so the first one and the last one, then what is the total number of 1 present?
3, sir.
3. And this 3 is again a odd number. So that means this is the major disadvantage of the parity, that during the transmission, if two datas are changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, that cannot be detected using the parity method. So that's why at the first I told you that parity is the very old basic technique for determining the transmission loss. If only one data is changed from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, that can be easily detected using the parity. But if double number of data is changed from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, it cannot be detected by the parity, because here the parity is remain same. Initially it was had a 5 parity, means the odd parity, but after two data has changed from 0 to 1, 1 to 0, then the remaining number of 1 is again 3, and 3 is an odd parity. So that cannot be detected. So this is the disadvantage of this parity method. Sometimes the question may come, why the parity is required and what is the disadvantage of the parity? So parity is required to determine the transmission loss during the transmission of the binary data, and the disadvantage is that if double number of binary digit is changed from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, then using the parity method you cannot detect that one. That is a very old basic preliminary detection procedure. So then come to the few definitions are there: parity bit, parity checker, parity generator. Now what is called the parity bit? Parity bit is called extra bit attached to the binary word to make the parity of the binary word either even or odd. Okay, I will come to this later. Then definitely you can understand everything very clearly, because this is a very simple thing. So parity bit means it's an extra bit. It's not along the data. So this is an extra bit which is generated by the parity generator, and this extra bit attach with the original data to make the total number of 1 either even or odd, according to the user choice or according to the manufacturer choice. Then parity checker, a logic circuit that checks the parity of the binary word. So this data initially when it received to the receiving end station, before it goes to the any other values, it goes to the parity checker, and this parity checker detect the total number of 1 even or odd. And parity generator is a logic circuit that generates the parity bit to make the total number of 1 either even or odd. So when you go for this one, it is very easy to understand this one. First, the parity generator. Okay, what is called the parity generator? So here you see it's a very simple circuit is there. Now, what is the property of the XOR gate? This is a XOR gate. So what is the property of the XOR gate? If you forget the XOR gate, then I can help you. XOR gate, XOR gate, XOR gate. This is the XOR gate. So what is the properties of the XOR gate? Just check the truth table and tell me the property of the XOR gate. Okay, so in general, one minute please. Try to answer in general. This is the example of the simple 2-input XOR gate. But
If both the input are different, output is high.
আবার দুটো ইনপুট কেন হতো? As I mentioned that this is an example of the 2 input XOR gate, but in the market 3 input, 4 input, 5 input, 6 input, 10 input, 16 input, so many number of input XOR gates are available.
Sir,
So
when
in
all the inputs are same, the output is low.
very good. So when all the inputs are same in level, means either 1 or 0, then the output is low. So here you see that for the example of 2 input XOR gate, if A and B both are 0 0, then the output is 0. Similarly, if A B both are 1 1, that means at the same level, then the output is also 0. When the output is high, when among the inputs they are at different level. Okay, come to this one. So based
স্যার
on the
বলছি
property of
প্যারিটি বিট যখন স্যার ট্রান্সফার করি আমরা, তখন স্যার কোনো বিটে যদি ভ্যালু 1 অ্যাসাইন থাকে সেটা যেমন 0 হয়ে যেতে পারে স্যার, যেটা 0 অ্যাসাইন থাকে ওটা কি 1 হতে পারে?
আমি বলছি আগে শোন, আগে একটু শোন, তারপর বুঝতে পারবি। Now come to this circuit. Based on the property of the XOR gate, that when the inputs are same at level, it will generate a 0, and when the inputs are different, it will gives a 1. The parity generator is created. So here you see that here 4 inputs are there. A, B, C, D are the 4 inputs, and this input need to be transferred for a long channel. So that's why the function of the parity generator is that it will generate one extra bit, and that bit transfer along with the original data. So how many bits will transfer? Total 5. 4 original data and 1 parity bit. So this parity bit is generated by the parity generator. And unfortunately, the 4 input XOR gate is not available in the circuit maker. That's why I cascade the connection like this, taking the 2 input XOR gate. But in the exam, you just draw a bigger XOR gate, 4 input connected simultaneously, it will give you the same marks. Okay. This I draw in the circuit maker. Every circuit I draw in the circuit maker, and in the circuit maker, 4 input XOR gate is not available. So here, that's why I need to cascade the connection. Ultimately, ABCD all are goes to the input of the XOR gate. The output is this one, and this is the parity bit. Okay, and here I draw a mistake. So this should be the 5-bit number with even parity. That should not be 9-bit number, because 4 inputs are there. So total 5-bit number with even parity. Now let's check the operation of this circuit in the circuit maker software. So here you see the circuit. Here total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 inputs are there. So that means total 7 digit will transfer to the transmission channel along with the parity bit. So here you see this is the parity bit. This is called the odd parity bit, and total 7 inputs are there. This is called the odd parity generator. This circuit is called the odd parity generator. And if I just delete this NOT gate, then it is called the even parity generator. The meaning of the even parity generator or odd parity generator is that this circuit will make the total number of 1 present at the output of the circuit always odd. Okay, like this one. So first I make all 0 0 0 0. Okay. So if all 0 0 0 zeros are there, then what is the parity of this A to F? How many ones are present between A to F?
মাঝখানে
Am I
কেটে গেল
clear?
স্যার।
মাঝখানে স্যার কথাগুলো শোনা যায় না।
স্যার আপনি কানেক্টেড বাট কেটে গেছে স্যার কথাটা পুরো।
Okay, 1 minute. So কতটুকু শুনেছিলি বল?
স্যার 6টা ইনপুট স্যার ওখানে মানে 0 0 0 0 দিল, তারপরে কি স্যার?
Oh, আচ্ছা তাহলে অনেকটা শুনেছি. So now tell me, if I make all the inputs A to F 0 0 0 0, so here you see all the inputs are 0. Okay, so how many number of 1 presents between A to F? These are the original data. A to F are the original data. So how many number of 1 present between A to F?
একটাও তো না স্যার।
তাহলে how many?
Zero, sir.
How many?
Zero,
যদি
sir.
একটা মানে 0. So 0 is an odd number or even number?
Even number.
কোনোটাই না স্যার।
Neither.
0 is an even number.
Neither or not even.
কে বলেছে neither or not even? 0 is an always even number. So 0 is an even number. That's why you see that the function, the output of this gate, output of this 5 XOR gate will generate a high input. And now check how many number of 1 present at the 7 output bit along with the parity bit. This is the parity bit, that one is the parity bit. These are the original data A to F, which is all 0. So now check how many ones are present at the output of the circuit.
Sir,
One.
1 sir.
1. So 1 is an odd or even number?
Odd number sir.
Odd number. So that's why you see that at the output total
Odd number.
7 digit, it contain the odd parity. Okay, now check this one. If I make it's 1, if I make A equal to 1, so that means initially the input is contain odd number of parity, only 1, so odd number of parity. Now you see here this output of the parity bit is become 0, so that means again at the output of the circuit we get the odd parity. If 2 are present, A and B both are 1 1, so initially the inputs have even number of parity. Okay, and here you see in that time when the even number of parity is present at the input, the output will be high at the circuit, the parity bit is high to make the total number of 1 present is odd. Okay, so that means in this particular circuit the output bit, output 7 bit always contain the odd parity. Whatever you give, it always check this one, it always contain the odd parity. 1 2 3 4 5. If 1 is there, so again it means 1 2 3 5 3. So that means the output of the circuit is always contain odd parity. That's why it is called the odd parity generator. Got this one? If the input contain the odd parity, if the input contain odd parity, then the output of this circuit is low to remain the odd parity. If the input contain even parity like this one, here you see 1 2 3 4, total 4 ones are present there, so that means the input contain even number of parity. So when the input contain even number of parity, then the output of the circuit become high to make the total number of parity at the output always odd. Okay, so that's why it is called the odd parity generator. In this circuit it is not possible to make the output 7 bit even parity, always it contain the odd parity. Whatever you give, you see always it contain the odd number of parity. 1 2 3 4 5, total 5 ones are present there, and 5 is a odd number. So whatever you give, whatever the data will come from the input F A to F, or whatever be the number of bits, the output of the circuit means along with the parity bit, the total number of 1 should be odd parity. That's why this circuit is called the odd parity generator. Okay, so that means when the sending end send the data to the receiving end station, they will tell the receiving end station that the total number of 1 is odd. Okay, and receiving end just check that the odd number of 1 is coming or not. Now come to the even parity generator, that is the odd parity generator. And I just mentioned even parity generator means you just need to delete that not gate and it become the even parity generator. And now just run the circuit. Here you see whatever you give the data, whatever be the data coming at the input of the circuit, as the output in the 7 bit output, it always contain the even parity. It always contain the even parity.
Sir, can you once repeat the use of parity?
Parity is actually used to detect the transmission loss data. If 1 bit due to the accident, if 1 bit is changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, then the total parity is actually changed from even to odd or odd to even. So this can be easily detected by the circuit. As I mentioned that when you need to transmit 100 packet from one place to another place at the receiving end stage, at the destination, the person responsible to receive the data 100 packet from you, they will not check inside the packet what is there or not. They actually do what? কেউ যদি বলে মিলিয়ে নাও যে প্যাকেটগুলো এসছে কিনা, then they actually do the counting the packet, that total 100 packet is received by that person or not. Okay, after this one they actually check the open the packet, then check the quantity of the material which is packed in the inside the packet, like this one. So this is the separate issue, but initially what we do, initially we just check the number of count. When you receive some notes from the ATM, what do you do first? Should I check the quality of the notes? So first we count them. Huh?
In case if 2 bits are lost, তখন তো কিছু বোঝা যাবে।
Yeah, বললাম আমি তো সেটা মেনশন করলাম যে parity is a very very old technique for detecting the transmission loss in the circuit. If double bit change from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, then the parity will not detect the error. Nowadays, parity is not used even to check the error is not, okay, because nowadays we have a very fast processor, they actually detect the data. But that is the very oldest technique to detect the transmission loss. And the major disadvantage of the parity is that if two number of bits changes from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 or changes its state, then this cannot be detected by this parity method. Got it? Very old technique. That is a very old technique.
স্যার বলছি স্যার
Now this
অড
is the
প্যারিটি জেনারেট ইভেন প্যারিটি মানে এটা স্যার সিগনিফিকেন্সটা কি স্যার এই দুটো মানে অড আর ইভেন জেনারেট করা
significance means when I need to send the data to the receiving end station, I don't depend upon the data, because data may contain even parity or odd parity. So that's why if I only depend upon the data, then sometime I need to tell to the receiving end station that I send the even number of bit, I send the odd number of bit. But that's why I generate some extra bit which is called the parity bit, this bit. And when this bit is added with the total data, then it's make either the even parity or the odd parity according to the circuit. As this is the even parity generator, so it makes total number of 1 always even. So that's why when I send the data to the receiving end station, every time I say that I send the odd parity, I send the odd parity, odd parity. Okay, so from the receiving end side, they actually know that always odd parity will come. Okay, otherwise if I not generate this one, if I not generate the extra bit, then if I only depend upon the data, if I just transmit the data only, then sometime I need to say that send odd parity will be there, sometime I need to say even parity is there, because this is not in our hand, this is the data value. Data value may contain even parity, odd parity. And receiving end station also detects that the sometimes odd parity may come, sometimes even parity may come, so there is a problem. So that's why we generate a circuit which is called the even parity generator. The output of the circuit is a single bit. This is called the parity bit, and this parity bit is transmitted along the data to make the total number of 1 either even or odd according to the requirement. If we put a NOT gate, then the total data always contain the even number of parity bit, means even number of 1. And if I just delete the NOT gate present here, then the total number of 1 is always odd, even. So here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, total number of 1 is always even. If it is even, then this will not glow up. So it makes always even. Okay. So that is called the parity generator. Now come to this one. This is the odd parity generator. Odd parity generator, you just need to put a NOT gate here to make the total number of parity odd. And even parity generator means you just need to from the XOR gate output that this is the parity bit. So this is the original data. This along with the original data, the parity bit is attached with the original data to make the total number of 1 at the output side always either odd or even. In this circuit, it should be odd. In the it is even, and in this circuit, this is equal to odd. Come to the last one, the parity checker. So in the receiving end side, before the data process, they actually check the parity. This is the initial or the first check of first method to check that is there any transmission loss or not. So that's why if the parity checker if the receiving end station know that the data which is received from the sending end station always contain the even parity, then they check that the total number of parity is even or odd. So this is a very simple circuit. This is the circuit actually. Okay, so using the same properties of the XOR gate, we can check the total number of 1 present or not. Here, the properties of the XOR gate is that this one, how many 1s are there in the input side? Means at the data bit.
I one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is an odd number. So if odd number of 1s are present in the input of an XOR gate, this is actually the properties of the XOR gate, not the parity. Okay. So if odd number of 1 present in the input of the XOR gate, it will always generate 1. The output is always high. And here you see how many 1s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if even number of 1s are present at the input of a XOR gate, then it will always generate a 0. So based on this property, we detect that the parity we receive, whatever we receive, then this data, the parity is even or odd. So all the data should pass through a XOR gate. If the XOR gate output is 1, then the received data should contain an even odd parity. If the output of the XOR gate is 0, then the received data always contain the even number of parity. So in this way, the parity generator will generate the parity bit. The parity bit is transmitted along the data, and at the receiving end station, all the data goes through the XOR gate, and according to the output of the XOR gate, we'll decide that the parity which we received, even or odd. Got it? বোঝা গেছে?
Yes, sir.
So the question may come in the parity that what is called the parity? What is the draw the diagram of the 4-bit parity generator or 4-bit parity checker. So for the parity checker, you doesn't need to generate any circuit. Just draw the XOR gate, give the required number of input. 4-bit hole 4-bit dao, 8-bit hole 8-bit dao, and just give some arbitrary values and write these things that according to the property of the XOR gate, if odd number of 1 presents at the input of the XOR gate, it will generate a 1, and if even number of 1 presents at the input of the XOR gate, it will generate 0. So based on this property, we can check the parity of the received data. If the output is 1, then the received data should contain an even odd parity. If the output is 0, then the received data should contain an even parity.
So
Bolo.
the second example is of odd parity.
Which one? This one? Means, sorry, 1 minute. Means this one?
This one, so the 100101011.
Oh, this is acha, 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. It should be or it should be even parity. Okay, 1 minute. I will change this one. This is actually the even parity. One, two, three, four. So 4. Okay, thank you very much for rectifying this one. 5-bit number. Total 4-bit data are there along with the parity bit. It will always generate the 5-bit. So 5-bit number with even odd parity, and that is the 5-bit number with even parity. Come to this one. That is the encoder. Now, what is called the encoder? Encoder is not the opposite of the decoder. Decoder what? Decoder is actually a min-term generator, or you may call decoder is the circuit which is generate the information, which decodes the information hidden inside the word. So suppose 3-bit input is there. So in this 3-bit information, from 000 to 111, any information may be hidden. So decoder is actually generate this one. It's a min-term generator. But encoder is not the opposite of the decoder. Encoder is a device, circuit, transducer, software program, algorithm, or even a person converts information from one format or code to another. Okay. For these several purposes, it may be standardization, secrecy, speed, security, compression, like this one. Like this one, I told someone of you that I give you one binary number. You just convert the binary number to XS3 number. So he do it for me. So this person become the encoder. Okay, he actually encoded the binary information to the XS3. So one code to another code. If whatever is the device, if some device able to convert from one to another format of the data, it's called the encoder. Got it? Any format. বোঝা গেছে? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this thing is called the encoder. Encoder may be anything. Encoder may be means, suppose it may be a code converter, it may be an analog to digital converter like this one. So all these things called the encoder. So encoder is present everywhere. Like I am talking something from my mouth, so analog voice is coming, and inside my computer it's converted to the digital voice. So some device is there which is converting that analog to digital. So this is one encoder. So whatever is the device, if the device able to convert one form to another form, these two forms are totally different, then this device is called the encoder. Now in your syllabus, only one thing is there which is called the priority encoder. Priority encoder means, suppose you have a processor. We have a i5 processor, i9 processor, AMD processor, Snapdragon processor, whatever be the processors are there. Every processor has this interrupt. What is called the interrupt? What do you mean by interrupt? Interrupt যদি বাংলা করি তাহলে বলবে ডিস্টারবেন্স ঠিক না, এটা কি বলে ইন্টারাপ্টে বাংলা?
বাধা দেওয়া স্যার, মানে
বাধা দেওয়া তাহলে বলতে পারো। ইন্টারাপ্ট মানে বাধা দেওয়া। সো what is the actual meaning of interrupt in respect to the processor? Suppose Suppose I am I'm watching a movie in my computer. Okay, so everything is a good movie, so I am watching the movie with a full screen. No other thing is visible except the movie. When I go to the full screen movie viewing, then no other thing you can see inside my computer. Now suddenly a very important message came through a mail. Then one pop-up will appear in my screen that, or suppose the battery is low, so the pop-up is appear and it show the message. So this thing is called the interrupt. Okay. Now just think about the processor. So in case of processor, every time the interrupt will come, but processor is actually process the data, that the importance of the data, and when the processor find it's a very importance compared to the movie viewing, then it gives up a pop-up. Okay, like if I press my key, suppose I am this is the full screen also, this is the PowerPoint presentation. Now if I press the escape, then what will happen? It goes down. Okay, the full screen will go to the normal mode. So this is called the interrupt. So processor will actually understand that escape button is pressed. Escape means one of the interrupt is there, some label is there, and they do accordingly. So this type of thing is called interrupt. Now simultaneously, just tell me, if I press the enter and escape same time, then what will happen?
Sir, escape पे देख बेटा.
Achha, 1 minute, 1 minute, one minute, not the enter. So I think the next, yeah. So next means space bar. So from the means if I want to go to the next slide, then we need to press the space bar. If I need to go to the back, means the previous slide, we need to press the backspace. So at the same time, if I press the space bar and escape together simultaneously, then what will happen? At the same time means at the same instant, though it is not possible for a human being to press all the two switches same time. But say, for example, I press the space bar and escape at the same time, then what will happen? Should it go to the next slide or should it minimize?
কিছুই হবে না যদি একই টাইমে হয়, আর যদি একটু ডিফারেন্স হয় তাহলে ফার্স্ট প্রায়োরিটি নেবে।
No, definitely some action will happen. Okay, কিচ্ছু হবে না, এরকম হবে না, definitely some action is happen, because suppose at the same time if I press the escape and space bar,
স্যার ওই দুটো কি কি কম্বিনেশন করে, হ্যালো
হ্যাঁ বল, শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
ওই দুটো কি কে কম্বিনেশন করলে যে আজকি, ওই দুটো কি কে কম্বিনেশন করলে যে আজকি ভ্যালুটা হয় সেই আজকি ভ্যালুটা জেনারেট হবে, তারপরে সেটার জন্য যে অ্যাকশনটা হয় সেই অ্যাকশনটাই হবে।
দুটো কিকে কোনো কম্বিনেশন করে কোনো ভ্যালু জেনারেট হয় না। ওই যে আমরা বলি না যে কন্ট্রোল অল ডিল মারো বা কন্ট্রোল অল ডিলিট মারো, so 3 values will go to the processor and these 3 value is doing that action. So it's not like that if I press 2 switch simultaneously another ASCII value generate. So in every switch in my keyboard has some specific predefined ASCII value. So simultaneously both the ASCII value received by the processor. Then based on the priority level, processor will do something. If the escape has the highest priority compared to the space bar, then it will minimize the screen. If the space bar has highest priority compared to the escape value, then it will go to the next slide. So that means at the same time, if so many interrupts appear at the processor, then based on the priority level, it will select the proper interrupt. Same, আমি একটা example দিয়েছিলাম, at the same time I tells you to do something, so I give you one K-map, please do the K-map, please solve the K-map for me. Your mother tells me eat that, drink the water, and your father tells me I just close the window, outside is raining. So same time you receive 3 commands, one from me, another from your mother, another from your father. So you have to do one thing because it's not possible at the same time to do 3 things: close the window, drink the water, and do the K-map. So according to the priority, whichever you think, whatever your brain think, you will do this one. So this thing is called the interrupt, and based on the priority of the interrupt, যেটা সবচেয়ে ইম্পর্টেন্ট, তোমার বৃষ্টি পড়ছে, rain is coming inside your rooms, everything getting wet. So as this is the main priority, so you have to close the door first, you have to close the window first. So this is called the priority encoder. So whatever be the thing, whatever be the device which is actually depend upon which action need to be done at this time, this is called the priority encoder. Got it? And this is called the interrupt. This thing is called the interrupt, because your father at the normal time, your father not supposed to tells you that just close the window or close the door. Everything is normal, everything is healthy, why you need to close the door? Okay, but suppose suddenly if the rain is fall, then due to the rain, there may be chance to wet the things inside your room. So then it's a very important thing to close the window or close the door. Then it's become a priority, and this is called the interrupt. So one circuit is there inside the processor. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one circuit is there inside your processor, which is actually decide that which thing has the highest priority among the different interrupt. Okay, this thing never operate when everything is normal. Everything normal hole, your brain is not decided which thing you need to do first. But the function of this particular circuit is that when simultaneously so many interrupt come to the processor, then it detect the priority level of the processor, and based on the priority level, it instruct the processor to do that one, except the normal work. Normal work means is now you are viewing your screen, either the mobile screen or the laptop screen, and listen to me. This is your normal work. But when you need to close the window, that is the separate issue. So when the interrupts come, you have to stop the normal work and you do the interrupt first. This is the beauty of the interrupt. So interrupt means you have to stop the normal work, do the interrupt first, because it has a more importance compared to whatever you're doing normally. And based on the priority, if more than one interrupt come at the same time, then you need to decide which thing you need to do first based on the priority level. So here you see, this is the truth table of the 4-bit priority encoder. Whatever, I think it's little bit difficult to understand, but digitally it's very easy to implement the priority encoder. Here you see 4 inputs are there. Okay, rather I call it interrupt. This I may be the input, maybe the interrupt, but in this particular priority encoder, consider this is the interrupt. I means interrupt. So this is the interrupt 3, interrupt 2, interrupt 1, and interrupt 0. These are the inputs of the circuits, priority encoder circuit, and this is actually the interrupt level. 4 interrupts may come simultaneously. Then the priority encoder will generate the output. This is the output. O1 and O2 are the output. Along with that, the priority encoder also detect that valid bit. Okay, so this is the valid bit. V means it's a valid bit. Now here you see, first row, all the interrupts are 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so that means no interrupts is actually coming. Then the output may be anything. Don't care condition, but the valid bit is 0. So that means no interrupt is actually coming. Whatever the output will generate, don't take this one. This is the garbage, because it's not a valid bit. No interrupt is actually coming. But when some interrupt is coming at the second row, you see I1, I0 equal to 1. So 1 interrupts come. So when 1 interrupts come, the output of the circuit becomes 0, 0 to detect the interrupt level. So O1 equal to 0, O2, O0 is also 0. So that means output will generate 0, 0, and processor and the valid bit is also 1. Valid bit 1 means it decide that some interrupts is actually coming. So based on the output 0, 0, it will detect the interrupt level and do accordingly. Similarly, just check this one. This is the main thing you need to understand here. You see, when I1 equal to 1, and I0 equal to X means it's a don't care condition, then you see that 0, 1 will be generated. So based on the 0, 1 priority level, it will do accordingly. The processor will do accordingly. And here also the valid bit is 1. Here the beauty is that, you see, when the second interrupt is coming, I1 equal to coming, then whatever be the status of the first interrupt I0, it may be 1, maybe 0, but the processor or the encoder will not look at this value, because it has more importance. It has more priority compared to the interrupt 0. So that means when the interrupt 1 is coming, then it not looks at the interrupt 0. Whatever be the interrupt, it overlook this one, and the circuit is actually generate the output according to this one. Similarly, come to the third one. When I2 is coming, as I2 has the highest priority compared to the I1 and I0. So whatever be the I1 and I0 value, it generates only the third priority level or the second priority level. And when the last or the highest priority is coming, like the I3, then whatever be the lowest priority, the circuit is actually generates the third priority level. And it instructs the processor to do accordingly. So just come here. I'll show you the circuit.
Sir,
স্যার
বলো।
এই টেবিলে স্যার সব মানে পুরো স্যার 4টে রোতেই স্যার একটা করে ইন্টারাপ্ট, স্যার যদি দুটো ইন্টারাপ্ট থাকে স্যার সেক্ষেত্রে কি হবে স্যার?
ওহো, একটা করে ইন্টারাপ্ট কে বললো, ভালো করে দেখো। সো হিয়ার ইউ সি, জাস্ট চেক দিস ওয়ান ইন দ্য সরি 1 minute please. Suppose in this row, it's not one interrupt only. IU1 equal to 1, so IU1 equal to 1, but this one equal to 0. This one equal to don't care. Don't care means what? Don't care means it's maybe 0, maybe 1. So that means both interrupts, so it may be 1. So that means double interrupts are present here. Here, how many interrupts are there? So many interrupts are present here. 1, 2, 3, because this one may be 1, maybe 0. So if you just consider this don't care at 1, so 3 interrupts coming simultaneously. Got it?
ওকে স্যার।
This is not the 0. This is a don't care. Don't care means is maybe 0, maybe 1. But the condition is that if the highest priority encoder is 1, then it doesn't look at the lowest priority level. I just show you here. So here you see. This one is the again 7447 for just converting the output O2 and O0 to decimal value so that it can be easily understandable by everybody. This is the priority level, and the priority level is I0 as the less priority level compared to the I1, less to the I2, less to the I3. So I3 has the highest priority level, then I2, then I1, then I0. And this is the indication of the valid bit. Now run the circuit. Circuit is already running. Now everything is 0, 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0 means no priority is coming to the priority encoder, and that's why the output is 0, but we should not take this one. Why? Because it's a valid bit. It's not a valid bit is 0, so it's an invalid bit. We should not take the output. Now when the I0 is coming, when the this interrupt 0 is coming, then you see the valid bit is high, so that means the some interrupt is actually come to the circuit and the priority level is 0. So then it instruct the processor to do accordingly. 0 priority level means some predefined task is actually assigned to the processor, and processor do accordingly. Then the next priority level is coming, I1, next interrupt is coming to the circuit. Then you see that priority level is 1. Another again some predefined task is assigned for that one, and the processor will do accordingly. And in that case you see that when I give the priority 0, nothing is happening. The priority level is not changed. It will remain fixed at 1. Got this one? That's why it is called the priority encoder. It will not interact it will not address the interrupt all these thing at a time. It will address the interrupt at a particular time and based on the priority level. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes. So here you see the interrupt 2 is coming. Interrupt 2 is 5 volt or the 1. So when the interrupt 2 is 1, then the priority level is set at 2 by the circuit, and in that time when other interrupt will interrupt to the processor or the circuit, then nothing will happen. The priority will not change. Okay. Similarly, this is the highest priority I3. So when I3 equal to 1, the priority level is changed to the maximum level 3, and in that time it doesn't look, it overlook the lowest priority. So I just change the lowest priority and nothing will happen to the circuit. So that's why it is called the priority encoder. It actually detects the priority level, and based on the priority level, which thing is need to do very quickly, this is the most important thing compared to the normal job, it do accordingly. These are the interrupt. This is not the normal job, this is the interrupt. So many interrupt, 4 interrupts may come at the same time, but it will not address all the 4 interrupt. It will address only the highest level, and level is set by I0 is the lowest priority level, I3 is the highest priority level. So when I3 is coming by 1, then it overlook the other priority level. Got it?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So this
So
is
that is called a
somewhat
priority
similar to
level.
the enable pins of that IC, na?
So sorry, this is
Somewhat similar to the enable pins of those IC, na?
enable pin actually enables the IC. Okay, enable pins is actually enable the IC. I will tell you in the next day that why the enable pins is required. Okay, I think I have mentioned something because
Yes, sir, you have
at the same
mentioned. I'm
time,
saying that this is somewhat similar, no? This priority thing. সে একদিন একটা আইসিতে ছিল না, 2-3টে enable pin ছিল যেটা priority অনুযায়ী ইয়ে হচ্ছে।
that's why. Okay, this enable pin, this is not the similar to the enable pin. That phenomena when both multiple enable pins are present there, that phenomena is similar to the priority. Not similar. This is actually exactly the priority. Okay. Priority means the enable pin. Single enable pins is totally different. Single enable pins either enables, either enables or enables or disable the IC, but when more than one enable pins are present in the circuit, then it do according to the priority level.
স্যার সার্কিটটা একবার দেখানো স্যার।
সার্কিট এই যে। আচ্ছা একটা কথা বল, তোদের এখন কি আছে রে? এখন কি কোনো ক্লাস আছে নাকি এখন লাঞ্চ ব্রেক?
এখন তো লাঞ্চ ব্রেক।
এখন লাঞ্চ ব্রেক আছে।
তাহলে আমাকে জাস্ট আর 2 মিনিট দিবি, তাহলে আমি এই কম্বিনেশন লজিক সার্কিটটা শেষ করে দিতে পারবো, বিকজ অলরেডি উই আর রানিং আউট অফ টাইম। ওই 2:17 বাজে, আমি আর 2 মিনিট নেবো কি, তাহলে এই পুরো চ্যাপ্টারটা শেষ হয়ে যায় আজকে।
হ্যাঁ তো শেষ পর্যন্ত।
Okay. So here you see just 2 slides are remaining. Okay, 2 slides are remaining. One is called the objectives may come in the semester, that what is called the unit distance code, reflective code, and complementary code. So this I should taught you in the first, but forget to this one. So this is called the unit distance code. Okay, gray code is called the unit distance code and reflective code. What is the meaning of the unit distance code and the reflective code? Unit distance code means in every successive steps, the only one bit is changed. This is the property of the gray code. So just check anything, just check any value. So this is 2 successive or the consecutive steps, 4 and 5. Between 4 and 5, you see only one bit is actually changing. This first one MSB is remain same. MSB remains same. This one is remain same. That one is also remains same. So this one is changed from 1 to 0 to 1. So this is the property of the XOR the gray code. So in every successive steps, only one bit is changed. So it is called the unit distance code. পরীক্ষায় কি আসে, what is the unit distance code? BCD code, gray code, binary code, hexadecimal code. So you need to choose the proper answer, and the proper answer is the gray code. Got it?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Now come to this one, what is called the reflective code. The reflective code means, oh, I'm not clear this one. 1 minute please. Reflective code means, here you see, first consider 0. So 0 is same 0 0 0 0. In the gray code also it is 0 0 0 0. Then coming to the 1 is also same. In binary it is 0 0 0 1, and in the gray code it is also 0 0 0 1. Now check this one. In the third and the fourth, you see this 1 0 is actually mirror effect. It is equal to 1 0. So if you look the things from this side and consider the mirror is placed in this position, then you see this is the mirror effect. Okay, it's equal to 1, it's equal to 0. Understand? 2 things are marked as yellow color. So if and the mirror is placed here, the mirror is placed in this line. So you see this is the LSB of the unit, this mirror image. It's equal to 1 0. From here also it is equal to 1 0. Got it?
সবগুলো তো তাই হচ্ছে।
পরেরগুলো তো তাই। Come to this one. If the mirror is placed here, another mirror is placed here, and in that time just take 4 digits. So 0 1 1 0. If you look the upwards and downwards, 0 1 1 0. Okay, so you see that's why it is called the reflective code. Same thing is happen here also. This is for the second digit, like this one, it's equal to 0 0 1 1, then 1 1 0 0. আবার চলাই যাই হবে। পরেরটা কি, থার্ড ওয়ানে 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1, then 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0, like this one. So everything is reflective.
দুটো পেয়ারের জন্য স্যার এটা মিরর এফেক্টটা হচ্ছে।
প্রত্যেকটা পেয়ারের জন্য একটা করে মিরর এফেক্ট হয়ে যাচ্ছে। So that's why the gray code is also called the reflective code. So remember this term, that gray code is called the reflective code. Okay. So unit distance code is also gray code, reflective code is also gray code. Coming to the last slide, a self-complementing code. The XS3 code is called the self-complementing code, and according to the definition, what is called the self-complementing code is one in which the 9th complement is formed by taking the first complement. Okay. Now what is called the 9th complement? 9 complement means 6. 9 complement of 6 is 3. That means the number which is added to the original number to make the total number, total summation 9. That is called the 9 complement. So what is the 9 complement of 5? What is the 9?
9th complement আরেকবার বলুন।
Nines complement means the number which is added to the original one to make the total summation 9. So what is the nines complement of 5?
4.
Very good. Very good. What is the nines complement of 7?
2.
2,
Very good. What is the tens complement of 6?
4,
Very good. Okay, so that means complement means the number which is added to the original one to make the number to make the summation according to the given complement. So tens complement, 12's complement means see whatever we need to add to 7 to make it 12. So 7 and 5 are the 12's complement of each other, like this one. So here you see this is actually the XS3 number. Just take another one. This is the XS3 number. The XS3 representation of the 0 is 0011. Similarly, XS3 representation of 9 is 1100, like this. Okay. Now you see what is the nines complement of 2? What is the nines complement of 2?
7,
7. Okay, very good. So here you see this is actually our 2. 2 in XS3 how much? 2 in XS3 লেখা আছে কত বলো?
0, 1, 0, 1.
0 1 0 1. Just take the first complement of this one. It's become, if you take the first complement of this one 0 1 0 1, it become how much?
1 0 1 0 1 0.
1, 0,
1 0 1 0. Now check 7. Check the value of 7 in the XS3. 7 equal to how much? 7 equal to
1 0 1 0.
1 0 1 0. So you see, according to the definition, if we take the first complement of the given number, it will generate the nines complement value. So that's why it is called the self-complementing code. Take any other value. Suppose I take 0. I take 0. So 0 is 0 0 0 1 1. So if I complement the first complement this one, it become 1 1 0 0, and 1 1 0 0 is the nothing but 9. 1 0 0 is nothing but 9. So that means 0 and 9 are nines complement of each other. So if I take the first complement of a given number, it will generate the nines complement of that number. Okay, that's why they are called self-complementing code. Self-complementing code কে কাকে বলে? XS3 কে বলে। বুঝেছো? So you need to remember this term: self-complementing code, unit distance code, the reflective code, like this one. So with this we complete the combination logic circuit. Thank you for listening. In the next day we will start the sequential logic circuit. বলো। আচ্ছা দাঁড়া, তোর কোশ্চেনের আগে আমি যে বাকিদের ছেড়ে দিই, 1 মিনিট দাঁড়া, একটু অনেকে ওয়েট করে আছে। So please somebody mention your roll number if you have not done this thing previously, and those who doesn't have any query they may leave. Thank you for attending the class.
Roll number 16.
Okay, 1 minute. Roll number 16. 35. 35 to
14.
33.
Sir, roll number 5.
Sir, 32. Sir, roll number 14.
32, 14.
Sir, 38.
38.
41.
41.
Sir, roll
28.
Roll 28.
Roll number 5.
Sir, roll number 2.
Roll number 2 and roll number 5.
9, sir.
Sir, L7, sir.
L7.
L8. Sir, L11 sir.
L11. এখানে কটা আসেনি? রোল নাম্বার 42, 44, 45, 47, 48. Okay. So now you are বলো। তো যাদের কোনো কোয়েরি নেই দে মে লিভ, এন্ড যাদের কিছু কোশ্চেন আছে তারা এখন বলতে পারো।
স্যার বলছি ফার্স্ট কমপ্লিমেন্ট মানে 1 অ্যাড করা হয়, তাই তো? তো নাইনস কমপ্লিমেন্ট মানে 9 অ্যাড করা হবে না, মানে কেন এটা এরকম কেন হলো?
এক মিনিট দাঁড়া।